Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. 4,700 subscribers now. I've just ticked over, so thank you to everyone who has subscribed. If you watch the channel but you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, because it does help to support my small channel and also helps to put these videos out to a wider audience, which is of course what I want to do. So you're getting a twofer today. You're getting two stories in one video. Only because I saw a kind of an updated video to the AI one that I did the other day, and I thought I'd share it with you because it just goes to show you how, and you've all said this already, how uncertain AI can be if it's not done within the proper parameters. And it says here, despite being used since July 2020, this is when they started using this tool for matching conditions with what you say in your application form. The DWP shared details of the tool for the first time on Monday. The department says the tool has processed over 780,000 cases since it was implemented, during which time it has saved 42,500 operational hours. So basically, that just shows you that it's all about people. It's all about, you know, having less workers, having less budget for salaries. Basically, that's what they're saying. They've saved all this operational hours, which means they can cut jobs. I think that's what it's all about. Anyway, however, its development was not without hiccups. Developers explained that the first version of the tool, used from 2020 to 2024, only achieved 35% correct match rate. Now I'm going to put a link up here so you can hear more about what the actual tool does, because I mentioned it in a previous video. Leaving 65% to be corrected by an agent. This was due to the original algorithm attempting to match spellings rather than context, which is what happens with the AI. Sometimes if you don't explain things to it, it doesn't give you the correct matches. So, you know, this is something that's always been the case. Concerns have been raised about the implementations of automation in benefit decision making. Head of policy and influencing at Turn to Us says, with many struggling to contact the DWP and facing long waits for decisions, using automation to speed up the process could be positive if it's done right. But we know the DWP, don't we? So anyway, so just thought I'd glance back onto that article, because I thought that was very interesting. Although they've saved all these hours, the AI hasn't actually got it right, and this is up until 2024. So there you go. Anyway, so that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing is, as I'm sure you know, there are a number of carers who are being made to pay back huge sums of money because they've just gone over their threshold for earnings with the carers allowance. And one person in particular decided to fight this, and this is the article. I'll show it to you now. Let's take a look. Okay, so here we go. Unpaid carer wins overpayment penalty case against DWP. Andrea Tucker has won a legal victory against the Department for Work and Pensions, overturning its demand that she repays £4,600 for alleged breaches in the benefit rules. Tucker, a part-time charity shop worker who until recently cared full-time for her elderly mother, said the tribunal ruling had left her stunned and relieved after months of stress. Her case was highlighted by The Guardian, which talks about the draconian ways that they've been trying to get back this money. Tucker's plight was taken up by her local MP, the Liberal Democrat leader Ed Davey, who raised it at Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday. The Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, promised to look into the case. Weeping tears of relief after Social Security Tribunal hearing in Sutton, Surrey on Tuesday morning, Tucker said that she had been inspired to challenge the DWP by post office operators who fought for justice. It's been the most stressful year for me and my family, but like the post office scandal, sometimes the little people had to stand up and be counted. Is a huge weight off my shoulders. Davies said, I'm delighted that Andrea has won her long battle with the DWP, but it should never have come to this. The DWP should not have demanded repayments from her, and certainly not forced her to go to a tribunal where she was already looking after her ill mother. Many thousands of unpaid carers, like Tucker, have been asked to pay back often huge sums in recent years for inadvertently breaching limits for their carers allowance. It goes on to say that there are harsh penalties for people who go over their limits. Latest figures show that 137,000 unpaid carers are paying back more than 251 million after unwittingly falling foul of the drastic cliff edge rule on earnings limits. This means a carer who receives £1 more than the current £151 a week threshold for 52 weeks would have to pay back not £52 but £4,258.80, which is absolutely bonkers. Tucker said that when she contacted DWP in 2019 to inform them she was going back to work, She was told by officials that she would not be penalised if her total earnings over a 12-month period did not exceed her earnings limit. She presented figures to tribunal showing in each of the following 5 years her average income, calculated retrospectively, kept her within the rules. She would regularly work 6 hours a month for nothing to ensure that she could fulfil her work contract while continuing to claim. The DWP contacted her in April to say that she must repay £4,600 in payments relating to 16 separate earnings breaches over the previous 5 years. The representative told the court that the breaches were not an issue of fraud or dishonesty on Tucker's part, but a technical and administrative issue relating to the internal DWP rules about whether her earnings could be averaged in this way. So basically they screwed up. That's basically what they're saying. They're saying that, you know, they obviously can't do maths up there and they've screwed up. In allowing the appeal, the judge said Tucker's retrospective averaging arrangements were lawful. You are at all times entitled to carer's allowance and the overpayment falls by the wayside. There is no overpayment. Helen Walker, Chief Executive of Carers UK, said far too many carers are currently repaying debts that they should not have been given in the first place. If averaging rules were applied fairly and carers informed quickly when they potentially breached their earning limits, many would not be in the situation. Then the DWP goes on to say that they're committed to supporting carers and they understand the struggles facing so many carers, which is why they're implementing an independent review. But basically, this lady's got it right. She got her figures absolutely right. The DWP couldn't get their figures right, which is why they asked her to pay back all this money. And it's terrible because it happens all the time. And this is why I've said to people that who've commented on my videos where they say about the fraud and the and things like that, the new powers, and they say, well, if you've got nothing to hide, you've got nothing to worry about. You do, because the DWP make mistakes all the time, and this just highlights the fact that they regularly make mistakes, and that there are lots of people out there who are paying back these earnings because they don't have the resources to take the DWP to court. And this is just awful. But anyway, let me know down in the comment section what you think about this. Let me know if you're a carer and you're currently in this situation, or if you have been warned by DWP. Let me know what you think down in the comment section as always. And I hope you are all well, and I'll see you next time.